Now on this topic, I could speak for hours, believe me, but I'm going to keep it short and I'm going to keep it direct. In this video, you're going to learn why so many people are fleeing the UK, especially the wealthy and business owners. And you are also going to learn that while everyone is flocking to Dubai is an amazing option, but you're also going to see other amazing options that you can go for. Also, a common misconception is that you must only go to Dubai. Right, some people want to stay in England, but the tax incentives, the government and the other factors. In this world, you do have sovereignty and you do have options to be flexible in your jurisdiction and with your businesses and with your taxes. As long as everything is done with compliance, then you're going to see by the end of this video that you might have been making a mistake the whole time. So before we get into Dubai and the jurisdictions that you might want to move to if you're fleeing the UK, or Germany or France or one of these Western countries, let's go over the real reasons. Now, the broken social contract. Many people have worked decades to build wealth, worked very hard, and each year, each new government, they're seeing that their taxes are rising. They keep playing by the rules, but yet they keep getting letters in the post. Maybe they drove 1 kilometer over the speed limit, and now they're getting a new letter in the post saying that they're going to tax their inheritance or their farmland. To cut a long story short, the government is very anti-entrepreneurial. If you work hard in your life, congratulations. Go give your money to the government who are going to spend your money in probably questionable ways. If they was using it to fix the roads, to fix the society, I'm sure many of us would be happy, but the fact is it's not. It's going into places which people will not be happy to see their hard-earned money go to. So, the government sees you as an ATM, not a contributor who deserves to be paid back for their role in society. You're getting taxed higher while the public services are crumbling. The wealthy are demonized for their success. That is why we are seeing so many leave. And now we have a lot of liberal, progressive, a little bit retarded attitude in the UK, thinking, let's tax the wealthy more. But they don't realize that the wealthy have options, right? The wealthy can hop on a jet, go to another country and move their business legally abroad. What happens when most of the highest tax contributors leave? It ruins the economy. People do not realize, right? Dubai are not taxing their wealthy and they're doing very good. As well, let's talk about mass immigration. This is not doing good for the UK, for the infrastructure and for the society. It's becoming fragmented. It's just true. Crime rates are rising in areas that used to be safe. London used to be the go-to spot in the world, and now as soon as you say London, in most of your mind, I guarantee you are thinking of knife crime and getting robbed, which is true. Now, I was born in London and I love London, so I'm not saying that if you walk down the street for 1 minute, you're going to get robbed and stabbed. No, that's absolutely not true. But in comparison to places like Dubai and other places I'm going to talk about in this video, it's probably about 50, 100 times more higher rates. NHS is failing, right? Now, we all have personal opinions about here, but if you're in a failing country, you cannot run the NHS forever. It's a net negative. I am sure there are many people who would support a small private sector of the NHS so they could pay to be seen quicker, to be seen more efficiently. For example, this is personal, but my dad had cancer over the last few years. If there was an option to go private, spend a little bit more so he wasn't waiting around and having long treatment times, etc., I would have done it. And listen, we could go on for this forever. Many of you who are from the UK, you problems, I'm not going to go through it. And listen, the government are going to keep tightening up regulations and non-dom status every single year. It's going to get worse and worse because the sovereign individual is growing. Your opportunities to go to a different jurisdiction, a different country for different tax, is going to keep getting better. And what is the government's response to this? They're going to try to hold you tighter by the neck. Stay here and give us all your money so we can pay for the illegal immigrants in a hotel. Stupid. Inheritance tax is evil. Now, I will not have any inheritance tax in my situation, but can you imagine your family working hard for generations just for the government to say, oh, that's not your money, give it to us so we can do fuck all with it. Basically, London could still be the hub of the world if they had better incentive taxes for business owners, for young entrepreneurs. Let's imagine all of the young talent, all of the smart, hungry people who are currently in Dubai had the same incentive to go to London. It would be amazing for our whole economy. But it's not. We're going down some dark roads. So anyway, back to the generic advice. People say, just go to Dubai. Listen, it's a very surface level answer. Even though Dubai is probably the number one option in the world for this, I've seen many people in the UK go there, 6 months later they come home and They were bigging it up, saying, oh, it's so amazing. And then they're like, you know what? I don't really like the culture. It feels like quite a fake, fabricated city. I don't like the heat. It's not the place you want to be in all year round. And also, when I wrote this, the Portugal Golden Visa rules have not changed yet. They have recently changed, so we just crossed this out of the list. Move to Singapore is actually a really good option, but again, you get tied down into the territorial system a little bit, which we'll speak about in another video. So in reality, you might have family in the UK you don't want to leave. You might really like certain aspects of the UK, but the government and the taxes and the social incentives are just dead. Perhaps your business requires European presence or time zone. You might like living in London but hate the tax burden. So why should your location determine your entire financial structure? The truth is, it shouldn't, and it does not have to. Listen, you don't need to choose between higher taxes and exile. You can structure everything in your life personally and for your business that lets you live where you want while protecting what you have built. How to keep your life while protecting the wealth you've built. Now, you need to separate where you live for how your wealth is structured. You can remain in the UK while dramatically reducing your tax burden legally. And remember, this is not financial advice. This is just me kind of talking about what our company does with compliance, all legal. It's just about how you structure your business. And I've spoke about this in many other videos about trusts and estate plan. It's also worth noting that your industry does make a big difference on this. For example, a tech or digital entrepreneur. Singapore has a territorial tax system, no tax on foreign income. Estonia is really good for certain tech and digital industries, and you get the EU market access. And with this, you get to maintain a UK lifestyle while profits flow offshore. If you're a high net worth individual, then Switzerland, very stable banking, relaxed CFC rules. Monaco, zero income, premium lifestyle, a little bit above average income. Cayman Islands, no corporate tax, premier offshore hub, really good protection. Now, if you want to go somewhere a little bit more cost effective and you're not highly balling yet, then let's go Georgia. 1 day set up territorial tax system. Georgia is one of the best options, right? And I've gone through this in another video. Mauritius, 15% corporate tax, growing fintech hub. The Seychelles, no CFC rules, only 10 days per year residency required. Right, so it's important to understand that you can legally reduce your tax burden with some of these options. Now, I know in Dubai, you need to be there for pretty much half of the year. In the Seychelles, for example, yes, it's going to cost a little bit to set up, but once you're really going, only 10 days per year for residency requirements. And now, the UK has some counters to this about the 183-day rule. But again, there's more ways to get around this legally. It's important to really hammer that down. Everything we do at Forward Point Solutions is with compliance and is on the legal side. Offshore solutions, the BVI, islands, complete privacy, no taxes, no accounting requirements. A Nevis Trust, 100,000 bond required for anyone to challenge your assets, right? If they want to sue you, like any government, they need to post a £100,000 bond. Straight away, that gets rid of 99% of claims. This allows you multi-currency banking that works for international business. So what we would recommend, you don't just have to pick one country, you create an ecosystem around your finances and your business. A Singapore operational base, if you have an Asian business, for example, you can keep Swiss banking for privacy and global access, Cayman holding company for your investments, and you keep your UK presence maintained through proper structuring. So just remember, you can stay in the UK while reducing your tax burden. Maybe not for the full year, and you need to do things compliant with both governments, but it's possible. There is so many different options, it just depends who you pick. Now, picking the wrong company or wrong shady person is going to cost you a lot. So you need to make sure you do everything serious. I cannot hammer that home enough. That's why you should contact me and we'll get you set up on a call. So always check the CFC rules and territorial tax benefits. Always consider residency pathways. Some citizenships, 3 to 6 years. Align choices with your lifestyle, not just tax rates. Have banking relationships that matter more than people realize. The banking relationships is going to help you, and we have more than 200 across the world. What we handle: company formations across 60 jurisdictions, banking solutions when your high street bank says no, trust structures for generational wealth, and for more mid-level wealth, we can still set you up, see what's good for you. Licensing for crypto payments and financial structures. And I did not include this as well, but we also help with citizenships, with passports, with investment opportunities. Just DM me. We've guided multi-millionaires and billionaire clients through this exact process. Every situation is unique, so every solution needs to be tailored to you. You don't have to be stressed about the complexity. That is our job. No stress, no guesswork, no do-it-yourself disasters. Professional guidance from start to finish. And listen, this works. We've done this countless of times. It's our bread and butter. Now let me go over some different jurisdictions you might want to consider apart from just Dubai. So let's go through this real quick. What are some top countries for entrepreneurs for your tax and lifestyle included? Singapore, very good, right? Especially if you're operating at a high level. Now I know many of my UK friends might not like some of the strict rules in Singapore. Really heavy ban on smoking, drinking's not too tough. Spitting gum in the street could land you in prison. But still, Singapore is amazing. Personally, I love and respect the story of Singapore so much. I'm actually reading a book on it currently. Also, very high cost of living, but the business connections and everything is worth it. Hong Kong, like a slightly little bit more lax version of Singapore. Switzerland, again, great banking, developed economy, politically neutral. High cost of living is a challenge, but again, one of our favorites. Monaco, no tax, no CFC rules, very high-end lifestyle. Challenges, again, is extremely high cost. Mauritius, a lot more of a friendly cost budget. Many people can get this, and some of them don't know how good of an option it really is. It has a growing entrepreneurial hub, 15% corporate tax, no CFC rules. Georgia, a personal favorite, very affordable lifestyle, developing economy, small local market. So if you're looking to set up shop there, maybe not the best option, but if you have an international business, Georgia is a great place to set up. Cayman Islands, number 7, Panama, number 8, Thailand, number 9. Now, Thailand have been changing their visa and residency rules a lot, but I think we're going to see something good come out of it. So let's do this quickly, recommended based on your entrepreneur type. If you're a global entrepreneur, you're scaling, you want a thriving environment with lots of business connections, Singapore, UAE, Hong Kong. If you want a cost-effective entrepreneur and lifestyle, Georgia, Mauritius, Thailand. If you're a financial professional and very high net worth and that really helps you, Cayman Islands, Switzerland and Monaco. Final takeaway, always check the CFC rules and territorial tax benefits. Consider a residency and citizenship pathway carefully, which we help you with. Align your choices with personal lifestyle preferences, not just taxes, which is the main point of this video. People go, oh, Dubai is 0% tax, but they don't realize some of the drawbacks that they're going to experience, which I've seen many British people experience in particular.